Rookie outshining his opponent. It's still being done against Yagao though, which just says the caliber of this mid lane.
The funniest thing about that play as well was that he kind of just stopped for a second and like looked him down and said, "I'm gonna kill you, and there's nothing you can do about it." Anyway, we're into draft, ladies and gentlemen. It was the FLICR's first pick coming on through in the end. JDG answering it with a complete repeat of the draft from game number 1 so far, but Ning changing things up now with the Rek'Sai.
So we did see IG go for a similar style against DMO, where Xiaopeng was having a great performance in the lead, so Ning tried to bring the Rek'Sai as a counter pick. Fortunately though, he still lost out against Xiaopeng. We'll have to see if he can have a better performance here against Kanavi. And apart from that Rek'Sai pick, this is pretty much the exact same draft so far.
So far, so good for the side of JDG, as Yagao going to have his Zoe once more, and we saw some insane trouble bubbles coming through from Yagao in the first game, and we're just going to see a repeat as well in the bans when it comes to the Orianna and the LeBlanc, but we do see IG banning away this Leona and the Renekton, so a lot of respect on how game 1 went.
Yeah, I mean, look, we talked about how Leona could do very well against the Nautilus in that matchup, so trying to create a little bit of discrepancy in that bot side, but you can just have the set come in, does pretty much the exact same job. Super tanky, does well against the Aphelios and the Nautilus, and can take a lot of that damage and turn it back with the Haymaker and the Shield. Curious to see though what we will get in the top lane now for Zoom, because I don't know what IG are going to go for the Shy.
It's important to mention as well, this set is a flex pick. It could still go up towards Zoom in the top lane. It's not that likely, but it's possible.
Yeah, it's only North America who are still playing this.
Rookie does lock in the Twisted Fate, so way more proactive from him. Not going to be trying to scale up to the late game, looking to make plays from level 6.
And this is something Rookie has brought up before and had to great success, and especially now that you've got a top lane you can play around in the Jace, a lot of damage there, you can look to set up these plays. I like this call from Zoom going, right lads, if you are going to play towards the Shy in the top lane with this Twisted Fate pick, I need something that can survive it, or something that can at least have and still have a big impact in fights. I wasn't sure if maybe we'd see a Mordekaiser just to keep him safe in the lane, but definitely this Ornn provides the same while having still that team fight orientated play.
Yeah, and I mean, just look at the insane team fight available from JDG with a set and an Ornn. Like, that front line is basically invincible, and then you got Kanavi with his Lee Sin and a ton of poke damage from the rest of JDG. IG, however, not so much about the team fights. They're much more about dominating in this mid-game and setting the ball rolling, getting a snowball lead.
Definitely, and that's all on the back of Rookie, because this Twisted Fate needs to get the ball rolling early for Invictus Gaming. Playing towards top side, even if he wants to, playing certainly towards that bottom lane, a little, it's not the best place to go to. But if this Twisted Fate can get the ball rolling for IG, they can get ahead and allow Puff to get to that later point where he can take over as well. Otherwise, though, when JDG do hit that same mid-game point in the last game, they're going to be so strong.
See if JDG can find themselves at that point of strength, or whether it's going to be IG starting from the beginning, getting themselves a lead, and running away with the game. We're heading towards game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm excited for what IG have drafted themselves here. It feels like playing towards their typical strengths.
So I want to go back and clarify, because we kind of just said, look, mid-game is strong, yada, yada, yada. I want to go back and look at, okay, we've got level 7 and 8 is when IG are strong.
See if they can abuse that power spike as we head towards game number 2 here between IG and JDG. JDG 1-0 up so far in the series. They're going to be looking to compound that and finish things off, but IG won't go down without a fight.
So, entering onto the Rift, what I want to look towards is that level 6, 7, and 8 point for Invictus Gaming, where you've got this Twisted Fate up and rolling, where he's able to get out onto the map and make some plays work in conjunction with Ning. If this first 1 to 2 Destinies doesn't work out for Invictus Gaming, JDG will hit that 20-minute mark. He'll have 2 items on Yagao, 2 items on Loken, and we will have a very similar story to what we saw in this last game. So I want to see if Invictus Gaming now, with, no pun intended, the cards in their hands, what they can do with it.
This is a really interesting ward coming out from Loken. The sweeper not going to spot it. So being able to get some deep vision onto IG without actually it being cleared away, since the early sweeper is so common now.
Yeah, and look, it doesn't spot it out, but it's a bit of a strange one, so it'll depend massively on the pathing from Ning. I imagine he is going to go from red towards Krugs, but there is also an argument for a lot of people have just started to bypass the Krugs and instead just because it takes so much time to clear, and instead just going for a 5-camp clear in towards that scuttle on the top side. But it looks like Ning is going to go for the Krugs because Rek'Sai at least does clear them quite quickly, and they will spot out that Ning has started on this bottom side.
So a lot of value here for Loken on the ward. Nicely done from the side of JDG to get that extra bit of information. So Kanavi will have the advantage when it comes to knowledge of the map and where he can play to try and capitalize with scuttle crabs and whatnot.
Also, because Ning will have this early game advantage, it's about Kanavi trying to figure out where Ning is going to make these plays happen. Ning has the advantage until that level 6 point, where Kanavi gets the kick and he can actually do enough damage to just burst out this Rek'Sai. So level 125 is where we need to see Ning having an impact.
Level 2 power spike in the bottom lane though. Puff forced to use that cleanse, and a huge amount of damage coming out from Loken on Southwind as well. It's only going to be one Summoner Burn, but it's traded for an Ignite as well, so ultimately not too bad for IG.
And some decent pressure given over towards Lumao and Loken, so they'll be able to control this bottom wave, shove it in, and at least get this bounce back so they're not overextended for when Ning is entering back down onto this bottom side of the map.
I'm excited to watch Rookie on this Twisted Fate, one of the best mechanical mid laners, not just in the league, but in the entire world. And we've seen it a couple of times this split already. He's so excellent at finding the right situations, about roaming around the map, and instead of just controlling his lane, taking that pressure elsewhere, which is kind of the opposite of what you think of when you think of Rookie. But ultimately, it's what this Twisted Fate pick brings, and it means that he can set the rest of his team up to succeed.
It's going to take a little bit of time until Rookie can do that, though. At the moment, he will get shoved in by Yagao, and that's why I'm curious to see how Yagao wants to play this.
He's just going to throw a bunch of damage is how he's going to play this one. Rookie getting bullied out of lane right now.
I was curious to see, though, if he wanted to work with Kanavi, because Kanavi is on this top side, would have loved to grab that scuttle, but now Ning will realize, okay, look, this jungle's completely been cleared out. Kanavi's moving back down towards that bottom side and using the pressure from mid and bottom to secure at least a scuttle for himself. Zoom now, kind of low, though. Yagao has no teleport and doesn't have mana to try and help him out, so there is a potential dive here for IG.
Zoom has spotted it, though. He's going to commit anyway. He's going to stay here. He's got a good amount of health as he's going to find a knock-up onto Ning, who's already tanking the tower. Beautifully done here by Zoom to find an answer and a 1-for-1.
A big mistake coming through from Ning, not waiting for that Syrian charge to at least hit before starting that tower aggro. Now, though, Rookie, just trading some damage onto Yagao. TP from Zoom, though, should be able to pick up a good amount of this CS, but you can already see he's been set pretty far behind.
And look at the item for the Shy. He knows that he has the advantage.
Rookie?
Rookie's in trouble. No, he's going to be fine. Flashes away, slow from the red buff. He'll still get away from that one. There's a little over-aggressive there.
Yeah, I don't think he expected Kanavi to be sitting behind that wall as well. Especially when Yagao was on such low mana, he thought, all right, cool. They'll just back Kanavi, though. Still over in here. Just see if maybe he can land a Sonic Wave. You're just going to shove it in. Rookie still has that teleport, so giving a little bit more time for Yagao to back it up and then make it back towards lane as well.
And you know what? Ning may have died in that top lane Dagda, but the Shy doesn't really care that much, because look at the item he's managed to get on the back. He's got himself a serrated dirk and a longsword. He already had that cull, which is stacking its way on up. Zoom, sure you got a ruby crystal and armor, but this lane doesn't get any better for you for a long old while.
And the thing about the Shy not caring is all well and good. Ning really needs to care, though, because he's now set himself behind off the plate. Got the kill, yes, but because he died, didn't get to finish off farming. He's a level behind now when it comes to Kanavi. We talked about that level 6 being crucial for Kanavi in starting to win out that match.
Ignite in the bottom lane onto Southwind. There's a Haymaker as well. 2v2. Loken and Lumao.
Southwind, you gotta hit that flash, buddy. You've still got that available, but not respecting how much damage JDG can put forward. And Lumao and Loken are making plays bottom side.
And we talk about the strengths of JDG. We never talk about the 2v2 from Loken and Lumao, but they surprised us a few times in spring. They're surprising us again.
And now they're trying to surprise us in this mid lane, or at least Rookie. But the ward is there, so JDG would just try to back away. I would have liked to see them turn that in towards a dragon. At least get that snowball rolling for themselves, but looks like instead they're just going to try and keep farming up and at least wait until Loken has a bit more in his back pocket to start a scrap.
Start a scrap, they'll certainly be wanting to in a little bit. Ning going to be able to find himself this Scuttle Crab. Rookie is level 6 now, so that global pressure we talked about can come online. He doesn't have a ton. Oh, he's got about half of his mana available. He doesn't have much damage is the only issue that he's got right now, because he started with that Catalyst of Aeons. It's going to be about finding the opportunity to play around everyone else on the map where they can follow up with damage.
And that's why it's working with Ning. It's about allowing Ning the opportunity with that gold card to follow up with more CC and provide the damage necessary. So I think, as we talked about, the Shy is going to be the first port of call, especially off of this back from Yagao. The shove in mid will happen and Rookie has the opportunity to move topside and potentially look for a dive. You can already see, look, he's going to start exiting now towards this topside.
And it was out of vision as well, so obviously JDG know he's missing, but they don't know that Ning is up in the top lane just yet. And now, here comes the Destiny. Zoom's in trouble. Bellows Breath not going to be used. Does flash to safety, but it's not going to be safe enough. He goes down to Ning, and Kanavi arriving to the play too late, but I saw Yagao moving on the minimap. Not going to commit to anything.
I can't get there fast enough. I mean, it's Destiny, right? That's the whole point, is you just get there so much quicker than the enemy opponents. And now the Shy benefiting massively. That kill, that assist, now these turret plates as well. Shy's going to be pretty big in this game.
You know what, we always talk about, I wasn't sure if the plate was going to go his way then for a second. We always talk about how IG kind of live and die by the Shy in the top lane. This time around, he's got himself a nice old gold lead to work with. He's 30 CS up as well.
Super smart call here from Kanavi. So after knowing that back is going to come through from the Shy and Ning, he started the Rift Herald play straight off. So now you're not giving an opportunity for the Shy to try and punish that power even further in the top side, because there's no objective up there anymore.
Wow, really nice map play from the smartest team in the LPL, as we always call them. It does really feel like Kanavi is back and firing on all cylinders. With this Rift Herald, they can find themselves more advantages around the map. It is IG that have the gold lead right now, so the fact he's able to sneak that away is honestly a huge dividend for JDG.
And this is what we at least talked about though for IG, is making sure that Twisted Fate ult finds success off that first bounce, setting the snowball rolling towards the Shy who he wants it to, and that's exactly what they've got done. So now they can look again when that Destiny is up to continue that snowball, potentially get a tower for themselves as well with only 3 plates there, and turn around the pressure Kanavi's going to want to create bottom side, or maybe in this mid lane, with the Rift Herald that he has of his own.
Loken in the meantime just going to be farming up. As we are going to see, obviously, JDG similarly to game number 1, they're going to be spiking incredibly hard around that mid game. You've got the Zoe in the mid lane that's going to spike off of things like the Ludens in the bottom lane. We always talk about how Ezreal wants to get those 2 items before he's really going to be a big influence. Whereas IG, the bottom side of the map, takes a long while to come online. It's all about the Shy basically doing a lot of their damage in the mid game.
Oh, they're back topside, Munch. They want to really make sure the Shy is getting these turret plates.
Yeah.
Destiny isn't up yet, though.
Zoom should be able to just clear this wave, though. He does have Call of the Forge God now, so diving that Ornn is going to become more and more difficult. In the meantime, JDG are like, look, if you're going to play around the top side, we're going to drop a Herald. We're going to get ourselves the first tower of the game.
I'd like to see the Call of the Forge God from Zoom to just clear out the wave and stop this pressure. It looks like that's exactly what we're getting. And now you can go for 2 turrets on the bottom side, or at least make sure that you're not losing it. Oh, Zoom, no!
They're still going to go for the dive. Shy gets knocked up, though, to start this one off. They're now going underneath the tower. Ning tanks 2 shots for himself. It's Rookie under the tower now. They will finish him off. And that was beautifully juggled.
It was really well juggled by IG, but a big misstep from Zoom. He just needed to clear the wave and leave them at the minions at 1 health, so the tower can finish them off. You're not going to lose out on turret plates, and you've got the push advantage and buying enough time for Loken and Lumao to enter this top side. Instead, though, they end up giving over that kill. They will secure the turret plates, but I think Zoom's worth a little bit more than turret plates right now.
Yeah, another kill going the way of the Shy as well, importantly. Lumao? I don't know. I don't think he quite spot. Oh, there was a ward there, so he definitely did spot Ning, but I think realizing that he can't find a 1v1 against the jungler right now. And Loken has moved up to the top side of the map now. You can see the Shy moving down to match on the bottom side, and he'll be up against Zoom once more. I mean, we're literally seeing right in front of us, Dagda, the priorities for these two team compositions right now. Because the Shy, he's already got all of the, well, a bunch of plates up in the top lane, so he moves down to the bottom side of the map to try and get plates there. On the other side of the map, we've got Loken, the one sweeping all this gold up.
And it's where Kanavi's putting a lot of the pressure as well, or at least the junglers receive the pressure. Kanavi's still down towards the bottom side. Puff, you're on your own, buddy!
Yeah, Puff still has Cleanse, still has Flash. Southwind is here as well, but he's pushed into the fray. Southwind here to protect him. One more shot would finish the job, but True Shot Barrage is on cooldown. There's a gold card to get onto Loken. Shock Blast won't quite land, and Lumao happy to sacrifice himself if needs be. Haymaker onto the team as Kanavi goes in, and it's one kill apiece. Loken rooted up but gets out with his Arcane Shift here, and the rest of the squad arriving as Zoom TP's behind everyone. But he's gone very deep onto this one. Puff needs to be careful not to go too close. Call of the Forge God's still on cooldown, and Zoom, he just went way too deep.
I don't know what's going on in Zoom's head. That was the play from JDG. Get the turnaround kill, everyone gets out. Yugao, though, sticking around too long, maybe as well as 4 members of IG are still in this top lane.
And look at Loken. He's just moved straight to the mid lane. There's no TP available for IG, so he'll at least be able to answer with a little bit of plating. Although Ning wants to make sure that that can't happen here. Arcane Shift means Loken's fine.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that Prey Seeker was going to lie and you just get that follow-up from Ning to execute onto Loken, but I don't know what's happening with Zoom, because that was a real strange call.
Oh, play from JDG here. True Shot Barrage goes a bit wide. They're still going to commit to this one. Oh, no, they're not. Back away at the last second.
They don't want to overcommit here, especially with a minute on Infernal. They want to make sure they're back in now, at least spending that gold and getting control over this river. There's no Rift Herald shenanigans, which we sometimes see around this second dragon, where you, or at least the third dragon, I suppose, more so, where you can place that Rift Herald mid. So this would just be straight up who has control of this mid lane should be able to get control over Rift.
And let's just take a moment to look at the items from IG right now, because we've got the Shy, who's finished off Manamoon. He's finished off a Ghostblader as well. The Shy is hitting like a freight train right now, especially once that Muramana does stack up for himself. He's going to be insane. We've also got a Rod of Ages on Rookie. So again, another item that over the next 10 minutes is going to stack up more and more, and he'll start to really hit hard, especially once the Lich Bane comes through. So we're going to find ourselves in a position in about 5 to 10 minutes where IG are doing insane damage, and that's what JDG now have to play around.
The thing is, though, you still got Loken, who's hitting some super strong points. Wasn't quite able to finish off Iceborne Gauntlet on that last back. Was slightly short, so instead fought the Boots of Lucidity.
Zoom takes a bit of damage here. Flashes the knock-up, though. That should mean that he gets away with his life. Bellows Breath on cooldown, though, and in goes everyone. I was wrong. He does not get away from this one. Kanavi tries to answer the kill here, but just went way too deep. It's a double kill for Southwind, of all people. And in the meantime, there's basically no answer from JDG. Rookie going even further for this one, but a Hex Splash over the wall. You're in a party right now, Rookie. Being chased on down. He's got no HP left. The stopwatch will keep him alive for a second. Walks away, but one more auto, and Yagao gets it.
And Loken's pushing in topside. He just got that top lane turret. So now, IG, yes, you're getting some of these kills, which is fantastic for them. Having this Destiny rolling that gold into their bankroll is going to be great. But they're still losing out on turrets. There's still some answers coming through from JDG. And it's only a slight gold lead despite all that extra kills.
Yeah, all of the kills going the way of IG, the Dragon as well, but the play so heavily in favor of JDG. Loken able to sweep up so much farm, able to sweep up so many plates. And now he's in position to potentially look towards a Herald, as you can see JDG moving towards that top half of the map.
JDG don't realize that Ning is clearing this bottom lane, though, so they won't go for this play straight off the bat. But yeah, I mean, look, a nice pick here, especially onto Zoom, who you think, oh, well, it's an Ornn, it's the tankiest member, but he's 1 in 5, I think, of this at least. So he hasn't gotten farm, he hasn't gotten to a tanky enough level yet. Yeah, 1 in 5, so having this group and kill on towards Ornn is still going to keep bringing success for IG right now.
Yeah, they're happy to just bully it away onto Zoom. He has got himself with some fire cape, so he'll be able to withstand a little bit more damage, but ultimately, it's once you get to 2 items that Ornn really becomes that brick wall that we all know him for. Still 3 levels away from the upgrades as well. And now, we do see everyone moving over. The Shy started that Herald up, but it's going to reset.
I am worried for Zoom, though. I don't even think like, eventually he'll become a brick wall, but he's pretty far behind, especially when you look at the items on the Shy, on towards Puff as well, who is going to be very quickly ramping up. And this is looking a little bit dicey for JDG, at least this time around, especially as you already see just how much pressure Rookie can command in the side lane. He started to head off towards the top, forcing Yagao to come deal with it. And yes, you do have that Unsealed Spellbook. Yagao can swap over towards Teleport, but having the Destiny and an Unsealed Spellbook of his own for Rookie, he has so many more ways of getting into these fights and finding picks.
Looking for Yagao right now, but there's a lot of players here, so I think he's going to be completely fine. Loken is the one on the scene as he jumps forward. Damage on Southwind, forces the flash here. Everybody backing away. Yagao gets a trouble bubble, but Puff going to cleanse that one away. And everything neutralized in the end.
A bit over-aggressive from Rookie there, not really realizing that, hey, we don't quite have the man advantage that Rookie's trying to gain with his Destiny. And now JDG, having not used too many ults in that last fight, would just turn straight towards the Rift Child. This is fantastic for them, because if they can crack open this mid lane turret, they can shove in these waves way deeper against Invictus Gaming, and this means Rookie's pressure on the side lanes becomes so much more negligible.
And let's just bear in mind as well that as soon as Destiny and whatnot has been used from the side of IG, they lose a lot of their composition's power. Whereas JDG, they're quite happy to just teamfight. They don't need to rely on a singular ultimate to be able to win things out right here. The Herald maybe does just about get its charge. That was a close one though. Loken just gets away with his life as well here. Shock blasts across the team, and it's actually a stun card going on to Lumao, who pulls Ning out away from the rest of his team. Haymaker as well. He's going to use his ulti, but somehow Lumao escapes with his life, and now the rest of IG are getting cut down. Another couple of kills go the way of Loken, and they're chasing this one up. Kanavi, yet another kick, and another triple goes the way of Loken. He wants more, though. He's not done just yet. Actually, he is. I take it back. This Shy with a double.
Got a little bit ahead of ourselves on that last play, but Kanavi once again making the plays, and Lumao just barely surviving thanks to that health regen on the set passive. I thought the burn, the challenging smite would be enough. It's not the case, but still, you're getting a bunch of kills back in JD's favor. They aren't quite able to get this mid lane turret, and not quite able to get the Shy either.
That would have been a kill if that trouble bubble landed, with Lumao moving over as well. The Shy gets away with his life, and he is 4-1-4. We talk about it basically every IG game, right? The Shy giveth, the Shy taketh away. This game, he giveth.
He's definitely giving. Lumao, though, such a smart play here. It saves his life here, just creating enough distance to get away from IG. And that regen coming in so clutch there to make sure that he survives. And from that point on, it's follow-up after follow-up from JDG. Kanavi again, great play on towards Puff. Even get the follow-up from Loken. Yagao is lagging a little bit behind in this fight because he's been pressurized by the Shy. Maybe you could have had enough damage to finish off some of these low health members of IG if you'd managed to get that. However, JDG did burn a lot in that last fight, and with this Dragon coming up that would put IG onto Soul Point, you don't have the flash for Kanavi, you don't have the flash for Loken. It makes them a little, or even Lumao as well, which can be big, impactful flashes and summoner spells for this next fight.
And when you look at the difference between AD carries right now, there is a huge item advantage in favor of Loken. Good shock blast from the Shy, but realistically, Kanavi will be able to smite this Dragon away. Grab that for himself. In the meantime, Rookie at least able to find something on the map as he takes tier 1 in the top lane.
And again, now you need someone from JDG to go to respond to that, but they're not backing. You can see Rookie is starting his recon at least, but a delay from JDG to get towards this top side, and they will lose a good amount of CS to the turret. So, we are looking now, Baron on the cards. JDG are trying to get control back of their jungle, because right now, with the pressure Rookie is put on that top side, they're starting to lose out when it comes to vision. At the moment, though, not enough pressure for IG to take this mid lane turret. And as long as this mid lane turret does stay up, it becomes very difficult for them to try and pressure too deep into JDG's side and to actually be able to force something like side lane pressure where they can turn towards Baron and use a numbers advantage while Zoom or Yagao is dealing with the side lanes.
So I kind of want to revisit here on what the next step is for IG, because we talked about the win conditions right at the very start. It was all about Rookie, right? Hang on. This game looks way more even to me than that. What? Dagda, explain to me, why is the Kernel so one-sided right now?
So the thing is that IG have Puff, which is going to be obviously your late game scaling, but honestly, I think it's more so because the Shy is so fed and Zoom is so far behind that the Shy will win out in the side lane and be able to consistently put pressure onto these turrets. You've got Rookie as well, who is going to be capable of getting right through these structures, or players.
Loken has no flash and he's in a whole heap of trouble. Still surviving for now as Puff was kicked back and somehow will survive this one. The knockup is not quite enough and Puff still lives. This is unbelievable as Zoom flashes forward to finally redeem himself. Now it's Rookie that has to be the target. He's all of the damage left for IG as they're trying to chase him down through the jungle. There's not a bunch of damage left for JDG either, and the Paddle Star won't quite hit, neither with the Trouble Bubble.
Somebody hit some CC, please!
It's all going wrong here for both teams at the same time. Lumao has the Deadman's Plate, though, so I don't think Rookie can realistically get away with this one. Lumao trying to dodge the CC. Flash forced out of Rookie here. I think that might have to be all JDG can get.
So we missed the Face Breaker, we missed the Paddle Stars, we missed the Sleepy Trouble Bubbles, and of all people, Southwind is able to take this mid lane turret. That was the structure that we said JDG really wanted to keep, but again, this is great picks coming through from IG. Just understanding, look, we can go super far here, and Puff somehow managing to survive that long. Ning does a really good job there of getting in the way and giving Puff enough time to deal a heap of AoE across this fight.
I love that Zoom literally just flashes to finish Puff off. He's like, look, I'm taking things into my own hands.
You don't see it there. Yagao misses a lot in that fight and could have been enough to take down Rookie and maybe turn towards Southwind as well. However, the reason that we're looking at this big discrepancy, going back to the KF chart, or KF Kentucky Fried chart that you like to call it, is that Rookie can be fairly uncontested on the side lane against Yagao. Same with the Shy now that Zoom's placed so far behind. So dealing with these side lanes and then having that teleport pressure and the numbers advantage to find picks is going to be really hard for JDG to deal with because they're even.
Shy could be in trouble here. He stepped way too far forward. Lumao still going to hold off on the showstopper, though. I think it was on cooldown, actually. As Puff is in so much trouble. Zoom with yet another kill onto the enemy AD carry. And I think the Kernel might have been wrong on this one, Dagda.
Well, if the Shy isn't going to play through a side lane and IG aren't going to let Rookie play towards bottom side, of course they're going to end up failing. That's how this composition wants to play, how they can try and win out. If they're just going to go for a straight up 5v5 or, well, 5v4 in that case, JDG are going to win.
And now we see IG trying to answer somewhere, trying to find something out of this play. They move towards this bottom lane inhibitor, but the recalls will be empowered here. So JDG should be able to get back and at least defend the inhibitor. The tower should go down. This Lichbane from Rookie doing a lot of work.
Massive amounts of work, and having that tower down does make it a little bit more difficult for JDG to deal with, especially as we talked about with Shy and Yagao falling behind. But this is a massive mistake from Shy. Why you were trying to make this play when you've got Rookie on the complete opposite side of the map, nowhere near a Destiny, is just allowing JDG to collapse, find the play, find the Baron, and then it becomes a lot more difficult for IG to enact their game plan.
They've got to try and find a pick, but it's the Shy that is picked. And oh my god, Kanavi is just insane.
And the Shy is taking. The Shy is taking all the opportunities IG have to try and play out this map state. And Kanavi, as you said, you cannot give him the opportunity to find these kicks. Dragon, the second one of the game, will now go over towards JDG. And Two Mountains is going to start to bolster Zoom, who's been struggling.
Zoom ain't struggling anymore. 4, 5, and 3. And now he wants another one onto Rookie. He'll find it. In fact, generously gifted over to Loken. But you know what? JDG, after the Colonel said they had a 15% chance of taking this one, since that point, are proving everyone wrong.
And now they'll be able to get this bottom inhibitor turret. They'll answer for their own one and potentially be able to take more. You still got 25 seconds on Rookie. This is a 4 versus 5, and Kanavi's kick is nearly back up.
Kanavi moving down. Bear in mind, Yagao is pushing in the mid lane in the meantime. This would be 4v4, but honestly, IG are not confident enough to take this one without Rookie. Still 10 seconds until he's back. But with Destiny, you have to bear in mind he can try and make some plays. The Shy knows he's in trouble and backs away. Lumao blocks the hook from Southwind, but he takes a good chunk of damage himself. Nice haymaker to keep Lumao safe. But the siege doesn't stop there, Dagda. JDG are not stopping anytime soon.
Well, Rookie is up. They may need to stop because you can't have this engage come through from IG using Rookie with that Zhonya's to start it off. However, IG, they're not pulling the trigger. They don't want to fight. Instead, they'll just lose that mid lane turret as well.
And this is one of the most incredible things when we look at the top teams in the LPL going head-to-head is they know exactly how much they can bite off right there. Taking an extra inhib tower mid felt kind of greedy, but they knew they could get away with it. They do get away with it. And JDG just finding advantage after advantage.
JDG trying real hard to prove that Colonel wrong.
Let's just take a moment to look at the scoreboard in the top lane. Just cast your mind back about 10 minutes and think where Zoom and where the Shy were. It was all about the Shy. It was well ahead. Now, it's pretty much even between the two top laners.
And this is why I don't understand why IG didn't just play through their strengths. Have the Shy in a side lane, have Rookie in a side lane. Zoom can't do anything because he's super far behind. Yagao is not a champion that wants to be in a side lane whatsoever, especially against something like a Twisted Fate. So you just play through that strength. Allow the chip damage to come in from the Shy, and from Rookie, and if JDG don't, or even if JDG, answer for that split push, okay, cool, man advantage, Rookie, you're in, tag him, get him into the fight, and we just pick off Loken like they had been trying to do already. Pick off Kanavi like they'd found successful. That's how JDG would have lost this game. Instead, though, the Shy twice now tries to make the play, twice now gets caught out, and JDG are now taking 2 inhibitor turrets and possibly a third.
And with perfect timing, I was about to talk about the AD carries. You can see the gold difference on your screen right there. Right now, Logan is an item and a half ahead of Puff. The late game of Felios is still a long and distant dream, and Zoom wants to fight right now. Flashes over the wall, true shot barrage, and Ning is just eradicated from the fight. Zoom is too tanky to be taken down, and yet again, JDG find an advantage. Logan over the wall now as he focuses on Southwind. Puff still healthy, as is Rookie. The JDG group up together and brute force their way into the base. Look at the confidence on Logan to jump forward on towards Puff. They don't even care about the inhibitors. They want the game right now. They want blood. And they're going to find it. Rookie's in trouble right now. Gold card onto Logan. He's going to QSS. In the meantime, the Shy went down. Rookie falls. JDG have done it. We're looking at a 2-0 right now. Flash forward as they try and finish off Puff. They'll find it. Logan with another double. And JDG on top of the world.
Welcome back to our Spring Split champions. What a statement to make against Invictus Gaming, taking this confident 2-0.
And not even Ning can survive this one as he barrels back on towards his own fountain. 2-0 over IG. Another kick from Kanavi as the cherry on top. JDG looking dominant.
And why the hell not? When you've got Kanavi on Lee Sin, the confidence spews from this jungler.